It's 8:18 on the 22nd of September, and this upload is a continuation of the documentation regarding the very serious wrongdoings that my body, my identity, and my patronage and my child have been tolerating in this community. So, as I've mentioned, there are individuals that have been quite a lot of things, really. They've been quite cheeky, really. There are people that are aware that I'm an angelic light worker, and as I've mentioned, I'm not monotheistic. As a consequence of my bloodline, I have interests in many faiths, so I'm a spiritualist, really, as such, and that's my own business. That's my own prerogative. There have been individuals in this community that haven't only been helping themselves to personal information that hasn't been shared with them and that they have been publicising. I'm aware that I'm not the only person that this has happened to with regard to these people in society. But the other matter of this is not just their information acquisition techniques, it's their offences to online privacy. Now, there are people at 18 Rock Street that have been quite dirty with their words and quite ambitious with where they're thinking of prospering and acquiring from, with damages done to my livelihood since 2006. Now, I'm going to continue reiterating this because these people seem to be suffering from a mental health issue that is obviously not as of yet addressed. There's behavioural disorder going on in this community with a preoccupation, obsession, and a delusion of the mind that there is a collective group of people that think they're wandering in and out of a proximity, a premises, or a property, be it the farms or be it my current abode or be it in previous accommodation that I have been staying at. I have been broken and entered into in many respects. The concept of rape for any woman is horrific, but for any woman to be experiencing constitutional wrongdoings and individuals brazening it with their bad manners and their bad breeding and their bad upbringing, to be brazening it into a person's privacy and personal life without any shred of shame, thinking that for one moment that not only the personal physical space and boundaries that they're trespassing upon is one issue, the identity that they're distorting information about is another issue. But online activity, cybercrime, is prevalent in this community. We've known already in the past 3 years unlawful access to information has been occurring. The HSC, I think, had a little experience that we're aware of. And the matter that I'm currently experiencing is an exacerbatory tactic by individuals that have no welcoming or no right to discuss farm holdings of my name as of 2015. Now, when you become a married mother, we know the woman and child entitlement when a woman becomes married. We know the rules of the game. And we also know what happens about support and assistance. We know those concepts in matrimony. We all know why we become man and wife in a relationship. It's to support one another. So in my experience, unfortunately, Tralee County Kerry has been, the little collective anyway, has been quite destructive to such a magnitude that my husband is a missing person, my child is unlawfully from my care, and my farms are subject to fraud. So there's a lot going on in this community, as well as the fact that the individuals that have been blasphemous and playing with faith to cause damage to my spiritual purpose, my spiritual identity. I'm an avatar. I'm a qualified professional adult, and I'm a sane and sober adult of the Fellowship of Recovery It's Fabulous since 2006. Now, I'm coming across abnormal behaviour. And these abnormalities in behaviour have transpired not only in trespass, but individuals that are not confronting or addressing the problems they're making. They have a difficulty or incapacity to address the problems they're making, which shows me that there's an irresponsibility or an immaturity, I don't know, either or. But the other aspect of this is that these people have brazenly barged into a person's private life where they are certainly most not welcome and where they are certainly not within the law. And they have for the past few years had a harmonization desire with my spiritual purpose. So they've been hoping to harmonize with me. They're insulting my faith and my family. They're insulting my wealth and my fortune. And they're insulting my good name and my royal titles. So these people want to harmonize with me and my spiritual purpose. I'm an angelic light worker. I'm a recovery advocate. I'm a humanitarian, etc. And these people have been of obstruction, and they've brought the world of problems on themselves, and they're still very avaricious about where they think they're going to be prospering. They've caused awful destructive damage to their own selves and their lives, and they have started and commenced this when they commenced obstruction to the course that was meant to be rightfully in place, which would have been nothing to do with them. Nothing absolutely to do with them. But they had the cheek to false report to the Child and Family Agency. And they had the cheek to obstruct ombudsmen from addressing this personally with me. The Child and Family Agency and the Kerry University Hospital have had no right or remit whatsoever. And the authorities have not ever had any reason. And they have not fulfilled either to ever engage with me. I have experienced awful stalking, harassment, defamation, theft and fraud, and not one single thing has been done about it. So I'm really concerned about everybody's little girl these days. I'm really surprised that there are people thinking that there's going to be any benefit or gain from disrespecting this innocent mother while disrespecting my child. And talking about harmonization, I've never heard the most silly nonsense transpire in any initiative as has happened in County Kerry and Tralee for the past 5 years. 5 to 6 years this has been happening. And I'm still here, and these people are still damaging my body. It's spiritual violence. Now, these people obviously haven't followed the spiritual laws. They're obviously, doing what they like without thought for the repercussion. So it's basic common courtesy anybody would know to address any failings or faults regarding any kind of issue ever caused needlessly or unnecessarily. But that they have continuously disrespected the faith that they seem to be so concerned about harbouring or respecting or ingratiating themselves with. They're disrespecting the very thing that they think that they're gaining from. And I'm absolutely, I'm trying to fathom this. There's awful slander coming from County Kerry, and the authorities now they've not